For those of you who want to buy a Hellcat, be prepared to spend some money on tires. This is my third set of tires in 2 years of ownership. So that's a new set every 8 months. This time it's the Continental Extreme Contact DWS 06 Plus. These are amazing tires. See how wide they are. So be ready, be prepared. If you know, you know. So you guys can see there, they're going to replace the old Michelin tires to the Continental DWS 06 Plus. And I wanted to make this video because I wanted to give you guys some feedback on why I changed from Michelin Pilot Sport All Season 4 to the Continental DWS 06 tires. The first thing is, the reason that I replaced it is because the Michelin Pilot Sport All Season 4s were hard to find. They were always out of stock. They're on stock right now at Tire Rack, but the last few months I've been looking for them. They were just out of stock everywhere. So I can't have a tire that, you know, if I ever get a nail in it or anything happens, I cannot replace right away. It seems like there's a lot more stock for the Continental tires, which means that you know, I can get some Continentals anywhere I go. So now when it comes to performance, the Continentals, I feel like they're a little bit better than the Michelins that I put in here. The reason being is that last weekend alone I took a corner a little too hot for my own skill, and the tires really held up. So that's one of the reasons. But I've been driving this car around with the Continentals in the rear for over 3 months now, and now there are going to be Continentals on 4 corners, so I feel like it's going to be even better. So those are the few reasons that I'm switching to Continentals. So hopefully you can get something out of it on this video, and when you make a decision for your Hellcat Widebody, you can go with this. So it's Continental DWS 06 315/35 ZR20 is the size. All right. So as you can see, I have the Continentals installed in the Hellcat, and I wanted to explain fully, since I've had these tires now for over 6 months, why I switched from Michelin's to the Continental. So the full spec of this tires for all 4 corners are the Continental Extreme Contact DWS 06 Plus. So this is the newer version of the DWS line of DWS 06 Plus. DWS means dry, wet, and snow. It's actually marked in the tires themselves. So 315, 35, 20 all the way around. The stock wide body rims are 20 by 11, I believe, is the width of the wheels. So this is my winter setup, and these tires are excellent in wet, dry, and in snow. because I've had this tire before. It was DWS06 Plus. It was just DWS06 on the Scat Pack, and they were excellent in the snow. You can see some videos in the channel on when I used it in the Scat Pack. But the reason I switched from the Michelin Pilot Sport to the Continentals is, as I mentioned when you saw the tires being installed at my favorite tire shop, is that these tires are readily available. You can get them from any, I get my tires at Tire Rack, and they're readily available. So the Michelin's, the problem is, I don't know if they discontinued the Michelin Pilot Sport that I had in here. So it's the Pilot Sport All Season 4s. They're excellent tires, but they're always out of stock. And I feel like they wear out a lot quicker than these tires. That's why I switched to this Continental. So now I want to talk to you guys about how these Continentals perform, right? So I just mentioned that it performs well in snow, in wet conditions, no worries, colder temperatures. So if you recall, the summer setup I had with those custom rims from VT Forge, those have Michelin Pilot Super Sport. They're basically high performance summer tires on those custom wheels from VT Forge. I'll post a little picture here to remind you guys what they look like on the car, but the tires on those are Michelin Pilot Super Sports. Those tires are excellent in the summer, but in anywhere below 40 degrees or somewhere around 40 degrees, I mean, they're just terrible. They slide everywhere. And one thing I noticed with those tires that I'm thinking actually this summer I might switch again, just because you have to heat them up. You really have to heat them up before they actually get sticky. So if I drove this out of the garage with those tires, with the VT Forge rim, the summer tires, I'll be sliding for at least 20 minutes when I try to put the power down, which is something that I dislike. So I'm considering next summer of changing those also. But these tires, you don't need to warm them up. They just hook, you're not sliding around. It gives you confidence, and that's what I'm looking for, is the confidence that you can have when driving the Hellcat, the confidence you can have with the tires. Because as I mentioned in my previous videos, the most important modification you can have with the Hellcat is tires. If you want to just have fun with it in the streets, or even if you drag race it, get some drag rated radials. So these are high performance all season tires by Continental, and you don't have to heat them up in wet conditions. Right now there's a little bit of snow outside. It will just perform. In the summertime, the same thing. In the warmer months, it just performs. You don't have to heat them up, unlike that Michelin I told you, the summer performance tires. But I also had these tires when I went to the Tail of the Dragon this summer in this setup right here, my winter setup. But that's what I used when I went to the Tail of the Dragon. Some videos of those are in the channel, so you can check them out. But what I learned about these tires is that in conditions where you're aggressively driving the car, they perform. Front end was never panicky or fidgety or anything where it doesn't give you the confidence when you're turning. It stays true to the road and gives you a feel of confidence. And the rear tires barely broke traction. And I'm telling you, Tail of the Dragon, if you've been to Tail of the Dragon, they're switchbacks, right? So you're at high speeds, all of a sudden you have a big hairpin turn. So you downshift and you carry that speed, and if you don't have the proper tires, you'll it's gonna kick out. The Hellcat never kicked out. I can hear the tires screaming, but that they were not screaming all the time. You know, when you hear the tires screaming, that just makes you understand that they're probably nearing the limit of their grip when they are screaming like that. And if you keep putting down power and turning hard while they're screaming, eventually they will lose grip and you will slide, right? It's not something you want in the tail of the Dragon, because there's no guardrails, there's oncoming traffic and things of that nature. So I know that if I recommend these tires to you guys, you can feel very safe and secure using these tires for your cars. I highly recommend the Continentals. I don't think I'll go back to the Michelin Pilot Sport all season, just because, again, it's a headache just trying to get them sourced. And I don't want that. If I want a tire, I want to be able to order it, and a few days later, they're here at home. But with the Continentals, they're always available. I have proven that they perform really well at the tail of the Dragon, wherein I was pushing my driving limits. I don't know if I was pushing the car's limits. I don't think so. But I definitely was feeling confident and safe in these tires. So I have extreme confidence in these tires in high speeds, in high-speed turns, in twisty back roads, uphill, downhill, braking, turning, accelerating. They just perform. That's how confident I am with these tires. That's why I wanted to make this video to share with you guys, because I've experienced different sets of tires already. The most sucky tire there is the stock tire that come with a Hellcat. So if you buy them from the lot now, because you can't order anymore in a factory, you can order Hellcats from the factory. If you buy them at the lot and they have Pirelli tires, they are bad. I would say change them right away, because you are going to crash if you keep those Pirelli tires, the ones that they put on these cars. They just bad tires. They don't perform well. They lose traction a lot. They're not good in corners. They're not good in rain also. I don't know why they put Pirellis in this. Those type of Pirellis they put in here. They just not give you confidence whatsoever. So my best advice is to change it right away. Put it in your budget, change it to either Michelin or Continental, whatever your preference. For me, from now on, my preference would be the Continental tires, the ones that are in here, just because you can source them easily. And for my driving style and what I've proven, they have been very confidence inspiring. I feel safe driving the car with these tires on them, and I feel like I understand how these tires perform in this car. So that's why in the summertime, I will seriously consider changing those Michelin Pilot Super Sport, the summer performance tires, to maybe a Continental summer performance tire that I don't need to heat up. They just perform that like this ones. I'm highly confident in recommending this tire to you guys. So if you have any questions, comment below. I don't want to belabor it, but I just want to let you know that I feel comfortable recommending these tires. I understand them. That's what you want to have, is you want a user of the particular product that has used the product in extreme situations, and I have. I would even feel confident bringing this to a racetrack without even changing to any type of tire and just using this, right? A road course, not a drag race course, because if you want to drag race, you probably need some Nitto 555Rs on this to even hook if you want to drag race. But a road course, your back roads, just regular highway driving or street driving, these are excellent tires. And I highly, highly recommend them for you guys. So if you have any questions, comment below. Again, Continental DWS06 Plus, 315 3520s, all the way around. And highly recommend them. This is not a paid video. It's not sponsored by Continental or Michelin. I just wanted to share it with you guys, because I know for those of you who own Hellcats or performance cars, you're always looking for recommendations from people who actually have used the actual tires. And I have. And I've changed tires, I think I mentioned 3 times already in the last going on 3 years that I've owned this car, just because I'm particular on tires. I just want to feel confident. I just want to feel safe, and I just have to understand how they perform. And I feel like these Continentals that I have, I understand them well and I feel safe with them. So thank you again for your support. Click the like button, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye for now.